Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? NoZoupForYou here, and I've got a simple question today. A very simple question. Are you happy with your investment? I guess one of the reasons I'm thinking about this is, in 5 years, half a decade, this game has changed, not completely radically, but we've had some major changes in this game. And we've seen a lot of stuff happen. There's been a lot of controversy from the whole Puerto Rico incident, which hopefully won't be repeated in the next iteration of the Dockyard. But to me, really right now, it seems like wargaming in World of Warships is shifting away from, I guess, it doesn't seem like they care too much about their veteran players anymore. I mean, just to be blunt, it doesn't. And it makes sense. I mean, that's just kind of the free-to-play model right there. I don't think it's that they don't love their veteran players or the players that have been around for a long time, but it's the reality of a free-to-play game in which, yeah, that's great if you got players paying $100 a month. Well, you know what? We're going to focus on the players coming in and try and get as much money out of them before they decide they've lost interest in the game and move on. And it's just the way it works. But the crux of my question is to you that have been playing for a long time, for those veterans out there that do spend a lot of money in this game. And I know there are players that spend monthly on this game. I think several years ago, I forget who told me, but someone said that I think North America alone outspends the other regions by like 3-1 or something ridiculous like that. So there's a lot of money being pumped into this game for things like premium ships. And when you think about it, take a look at any game out there, any AAA game like Call of Duty, Battlefield, game like that you spend $70 on now, $69.99. And most of those games now are providing free map packs every so often. No additional charge. Call of Duty's doing that. Now they've got their additional items that you can purchase, like their season passes where you can get cool stuff, and you know what you're going to get as long as you put in the amount of time, and that's only $10. So very upfront right there about what you're going to get, very transparent. And of course there's the deluxe editions and everything else that comes with a couple bonuses, and I think one of the more deluxe versions gives you all the seasons included, so you don't have to spend $10 every single time. But that's not a free-to-play game. Battlefield 3, I spent, the $59.99 at the time, I think, because this was almost a decade ago. And I think $10 every now and then for an additional map pack or however they spent it. And I got like 1,500, 2,000 hours worth out of that game. I played it a ridiculous amount. And, I played World of Warships a ridiculous amount. Probably more than any of those games. I mean, you gotta figure, if you have 5,000 games or 5,000 rounds in World of Warships, that's at least 2,000 hours, or closing in on it. So, I put the time in, and a lot of players have, and I put money into this game too. But not at the level some of you have. Whereas, you spend $69.99 or $59... Is it $69.99 now? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You either spend $59.99 or so for a game like Call of Duty, you know what you're getting, and it'll last you an entire year. World of Warships, though, you spend that much for a single ship. And some of you are doing it monthly. So, are you happy with your investment? And I don't just mean the ship. When you purchase one of those ships, you're not just spending $60, $70, or even up to $100 for these giant packages, these ship packages. You're putting money into the game, an investment. So, yes, you're buying a ship, but you're also expecting something in return, in addition to that ship, because that purchase funds development, bug fixes, everything else. So, are you happy with your investment? Do you feel that what you have spent in the game, or spent paying into the game, has given you something in return that you're happy with? Because I'll be honest, for the amount of money that I see being pumped in this game with premiums and everything else, I would expect several new game modes by now, several new maps by now, but World of Warships is just this weird game where all the money that gets pumped into it just goes to building more premium ships or, creating more premium ships. I mean, can you imagine a game like Call of Duty where if all you got in return for playing were guns? It'd get stale very quickly, players would stop playing. If you didn't get additional maps, you'd move on. If you didn't get additional game modes, you'd move on. And that's something where Call of Duty's shining right now. Additional game modes. Old maps brought back, remastered. They're winning it right now. I mean, to the point that I don't even play PUBG anymore since Warzone came out. But Call of Duty's doing a great job with this, and they've been transparent about it. And I'm shocked because, normally big companies like that I distrust. But they're not hiding purchases through paywalls or anything like that. And that's something World of Warships is veering towards right now. Puerto Rico was very evident of that, and I think it left a bad taste in a lot of players' mouths. So for those of you out there, those of you veterans, those wallet warriors, as people like to say, that are spending a lot of money, and you're continuing to do so, I guess you're happy? I mean, are you really? I'd like to know. And I think I read somewhere several years ago, too, that Redditors outspend as well. So it's not just North America, but Redditors in general. So those of you on Reddit playing, are you happy with your investment? Are you pleased with what you're getting in return for what you're putting into the game? Because you're not just putting hours into the game, you're putting money into the game. And when I put a lot of money into something, I expect it. I really want something in return. I expect it. I mean, I don't want to say I demand it. I mean, we shouldn't be. Well, maybe we should be demanding. I mean, I've said this I've said it numerous times. 5 years on, and we still only have the 3 core game modes. Domination. I mean, Epicenter. Do we really enjoy Epicenter and Standard Battle? I mean, it's time for something else with all this money being pumped into it, but it seems more and more that Wargaming doesn't want to add new play modes. I mean, we didn't even get an April Fool's event this year. What's up with that? We didn't get it. I mean, usually we always get a game mode. Maybe they'll give us something in the future, but it seems like we're getting less and less for the money we're putting in. And all we're getting in return are ships, ships, and ships. And some players might like that, and ships are awesome, but I've already got so many ships. I've got ships that I haven't played in months. I've got so many. I know that's not a problem for all players, and I'm very fortunate in that Wargaming has provided me with these ships to play and show to you all. But for those of you out there that have actually spent money on your ships, I mean, are you happy right now? Are you happy with the state of the game, where things are going, and what you're getting in return? I want to know. Please let me know in the comments of this video. I want your take on it, your opinion, especially if you're one of these players that do spend $100 a month, or even $50 a month. I want to know if you feel like you're getting a return on your investment. Or if you're just happy with ships. If ships are all that matters to you, that's cool. I get that. Some players do just like guns and Modern Warfare and Battlefield and everything. They could care less about the maps so long as they have something to grind, new guns to grind. And for a lot of players, yes, it is about the grind in World of Warships. But those are mostly players that aren't pumping money into the game. Players that are solely playing as free-to-play, where the grind is important. Those that are spending a lot of money, though, it's a completely different situation. You're not grinding. You're paying to avoid the grind. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I want to know, are you getting your money's worth? Are you happy with your investment? Again, let me know in the comments. Hope you all are doing wonderful. And I will catch you all later. Zoop out.